WCR.
Now, we're not far off from the King's New Year's honours, which celebs and other worthies will be getting gongs this year. To tell us more about what could be happening, I'm joined now by Claire James from Awards Intelligence. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
All good here, and wondering how on earth I can get myself a few letters after my name, because I've been working with WCR now for the last 25 years, so surely that gets me some sort of prize.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's you've got to be in it to win it at the end of the day, Jason. And interestingly, the research that we've just conducted indicates that only 23% of people in the UK know how to nominate somebody for an honour, which is quite crucial, really.
Yeah, because you can't nominate yourself, can you?
No, you can't. You must be nominated. And for anybody that does want to go ahead and nominate anybody, it's actually really simple, very, very simple. All you have to do is go to the government website, download the nomination form, complete it, setting out why that individual is worthy of an honour, submit it to the Honours Secretariat, and wait for that letter from number 10 to drop onto your doorstep.
So what are we expecting this time round in the big world? Because we've seen big names in the world of entertainment getting awards recently, and the latest series of Traitors, I think, has put Alan Carr up there for some interesting consideration, hasn't it?
It absolutely has. I mean, it's quite interesting, really. Our research looked at what the British public were interested in from the great and the good and the ordinary, extraordinary. But we were quite curious to see who else in sort of which British figures, fictional figures in particular, people were interested in nominating and what sentiment was behind that. So we've seen Alan Carr from Traitors. We've also seen that actually the British public really value sentiments such as heroism, family, tradition, with people like Mary Poppins being nominated, James Bond. You've got Doctor Who in there, Paddington Bear. That's the kind of individual, those kind of sentiments that individuals across the UK consider to be core to the honour system.
Yeah, so they're the sort of people we would like to honour. So we look for that in real life counterparts and see whether they might be able to be lined up for something here. But I say it is interesting because all of those people are all actually animals that you mentioned there could easily have that written into their story at some point.
Of course they could, and it'd be wonderful. We'd love to see that. The honours are such a pillar of British society. They're a real opportunity for celebration, shine a spotlight on the great and the good within the British people. Whether they're an eminent surgeon, an entrepreneur that's creating enterprise and jobs, a carer, a community hero. We'd love to see more people being nominated. And because these people are being overlooked, clearly they must be if so few people know how to go through the nomination process. And of course, if anybody does need any help with that, working for Awards Intelligence, that's what we do. We help people, guide people through the process.
Yeah, because it is something which, if you know of somebody in your community who is doing brilliant things, I can think of a few people actually who ought to be getting the recognition here. It'd be great to see those names put forward, and it's always a fantastic news story come New Year's Day.
Absolutely. It really is. It's a feel-good way to end the year, isn't it? And as we say, if you do know anybody, ordinary, extraordinary people, it doesn't have to be the glitz and the glam and the celebrity. We see a lot of coverage around that, but that's not necessarily what people, the British public, value. They're telling us that they value service to the country, bravery, community service, those kinds of things. And as I said before, there's obviously hundreds of thousands of people across the UK that are being underrepresented in that way. And we'd love to see more people coming forward and nominating those that they know.
Absolutely. So if you do want to get in touch and find out how you do it and be guided through that process, how do people find you?
Well, you can either get in touch via email on our website. Our website's www.awardsintelligence.co.uk. Reach out. You can organise a call with myself or one of the team, and we will guide you through the process step by step.
And finally, what are your best predictions then for this latest set of honours?
Two of my favourites, personally, we've got Dr. Geraldine Wright, and she's recently led a team of researchers and she's discovered a superfood that could be the answer to saving bees, which we know are absolutely integral to us in the UK and across the world. And you've got the two remarkable surgeons. You've got Dr. Victoria Rose and Graham Groom, who are out on the front line in Gaza, helping during this time. So I'd love to see those three people receive honours for the work that they've done this year.
That would be good to see. And because there are some limitations, you do have to be a British national for the bulk of the awards, don't you?
Well, actually, you don't. Anybody from anywhere in the world can apply for an honour, whether or not. So if you reside outside the UK and you aren't a British national, you will still receive an honour. Individuals like Bill Gates has an honour. Angelina Jolie has an honour, but they're honorary awards essentially. So you still carry the 3 letters, but they are honorary.
So an honorary honour, that's difficult to say. However, anybody could be in receipt of one. Say this is all about. It is the good as well as the great, and
Absolutely.
People who are great at being good who could get, they'd say, the recognition they deserve. Well, Claire James from Awards Intelligence, thank you for joining us.
Of course, thanks so much.